So he set himself the unenviable task of trying to disentangle this whole damn thing. And I'm really glad. It's about time somebody did this. I am probably one of the most prolific songwriters on earth.
You are watching The Steve Kilbey Show with Sean Graham.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of The Steve Kilbey Show. I'm your host Sean, and we've got a new, fully sort of formed wheel with a bunch of different projects. So let's spin it and see what we get for today. We spin, we get Steve Kilbey. Very fitting for The Steve Kilbey Show. Alright, Steve Kilbey. So, let's see. We had a couple options. Yeah, I feel like... let's do it. Alright, today we'll talk about Steve Kilbey's album, Painkiller. Painkiller is Steve Kilbey's solo release from September 15th of 2008. To give you some context, Painkiller came out like after Uninvited, like The Cloud, before, some 2010s church stuff. This came out in 2008. So it came out the same year, though, as that soundtrack that they did for Shriek. And it came out as well 1 year prior to the Kilbey Kennedy first compilation. Not compilation. Came out 1 year prior to the first Kilbey Kennedy collaboration, which is kind of cool. So, yeah, so this is an album that came out in 2008. Obviously, it's before Artman technology, after like Dabble, if you're looking at his sort of solo discography. And I gotta say, this is one of those things that is strange to me because it was cheap. It's like the cheapest Steve Kilbey CD you can still find, I think, on eBay, for instance. And I'm not sure why that is, but I find that interesting. It's seemingly accessible, easy to find in that kind of way, which made me believe that maybe it wasn't going to be good, because I had never heard this before until I bought this, a few months back. And it's kind of been on steady rotation for me. So let's talk about the artwork. It's great. There's Steve doing a little art himself. More of his art. On the inside of that, you've got Second Motion, who released this. They did a bunch of re-releases for church stuff. There's that for you. It's just a bunch of Steve Kilbey art, which is fantastic, and that includes the disc in this sort of usual Steve Kilbey style. So again, 2008, this is kind of coming out. Something interesting here for me is that this font down there for Steve's name is actually the Walt Disney font. Something like that. So I don't know if you can see it there, but it's kind of got that thing. So Steve Kilbey did the art. He kind of records this, he did record this album with Tim Powles, of course, of the church, at Tim's place, Space Junk, in 2007. Talks about that on the back. It's Steve pretty much on guitar, bass, piano, Mellotron, Vox, all Steve, drums, Mellotron, Vox, also Tim, a couple other artists popping up here. All songs by Kilbey, Powles, Bowden, and Polinsky. It's 11 tracks. I think this is a really, really good album, I have to say. I can't stop listening to it, and I wonder why it's so cheap. And I didn't look up to see if other people like or don't like this album, to be honest, so I'm curious if you're watching this, if you like or don't like this album. Love this art. I think it's a really pretty fucking banging album. And it does something that I like that happens every once in a while. It's got a really strong opening. Outbound is my favorite song on this. It's the first song. It's so good. It's got this great lyric, which I put over here. This saint who is no saint, that's the one he ain't. That's the one thing he ain't. Get your own song if you got a complaint. Turn me up louder cause you're coming in faint. Buckle on my fender and listen to the pain. It's got some really great riffs going on here, just like a propulsion to that song, Outbound, that I really like. And the way that he's singing, it's very aggressive, this song. Very kind of heavy sounding. I love it. I really can't stop listening to Outbound, the first track on this. And then Wolfie or Wolfie was I don't know if it was a single, might have been the only single. It's really great. It's got some beautiful strings on it. It's very cinematic sounding to me, which I like. And at the beginning of the song, there's some like talking that sounds like it's, you know, behind the scenes at the studio or something, which I really, really like. And then Celestial is a beautiful song, really gorgeous vocals, and it makes me want to strangle him a little bit when you hear him kind of self-deprecatingly talking about his vocal work, because I think Celestial is a really good example of how not only his vocals have grown over the years, but how great he is as a vocalist. So Celestial is a really great song, and then Crystalline Rush is great. So those first 4 songs are 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent, right? Goes up there with a lot of the Church albums, some of his solo stuff. It's just really, really good. Song for the Masking, I like. File Under Travel is great. It's like 12 minutes long, and it's just a lot of music. It's heavy, and it's experimental. It's everything you kind of expect to get from a Steve Kilbey album, which I find to be even more psychedelic sometimes, or even more, he's like playing with different things, different elements, different sounds, you know, more so on this solo stuff than he does on the Church records, which I really like. So that's another great song on here. There's no singing in it, so buckle up for 12 minutes of just music. It's very, very good. And then he takes you on a little journey after that through track 7, 8, 9. Look, Homeward Angel, 1-1, Spirit and Flame. And I really like all 3 of these songs because there's 3 different types of music going on in all of these 3 songs, and I find them like a really nice kind of transition into the last couple songs on the album, which Forever Last for Nothing is fantastic, and I think it's one of his best. It's like one of his most beautiful little ballads. It's got this great line, "No one fucking cares about your broken heart or your slow release," which I love. It's a really beautiful little song. I love his singing on that song. Forever Lasts for Nothing. It's so, so good. And then the last song, Not What You Say, is 31 fucking minutes long. Most of it is not something that you're going to want to sit down and listen to, but I don't mean that in a bad way. It's like not something that you would want to just put on, right? It's 31 minutes. I would say 25 fucking minutes of that, probably 20 minutes of that at least, is just like whale sounds, or sounds like, you know, it sounds like ocean or whale sounds or something, which is very interesting, like a boo kind of thing going on, deep dark ocean kind of vibe, and then ends with this rain sound. I actually really like that song. Again, it's probably not for everybody, and I get that it's not exactly easy to listen to. It's interesting that 2 of the songs on here are very, very long, and this last track in particular, Not What You Say, is very experimental. It's mostly just bullshit, right? Just like fucking around, and like how it's like testing the audience. How much can you listen to? How much can you stand? How much are you really willing to put up with? All that said, I really like this album. He says something about this, like, what does he say? He says something like, some of you are going to love Painkiller more than you've ever loved anything in your life, or something like that. And I'm actually somebody who is a big fan of this. I think it's very good. Another random thing, I saw that the first 100 orders of this, pre-orders, came with a t-shirt. Did anybody get that t-shirt? What does that t-shirt look like? Does it have this art on it? Because I kind of want that fucking shirt. Painkiller is excellent. I'm going to rate it today. I realized I didn't rate the DVD from the last one, but I guess it's not really. Let me find Painkiller. Hang on a second here. All right, Painkiller. We're gonna put Painkiller. Yeah, dude. I'm gonna put it here. I think it's probably number 10, but we're gonna put it. Man, I fucked that up. I gotta make this better. We got Blurred Crusade, Heyday, Hypnagogue, Arrow Zeta combined. Things We Did on Earth, Kilby Kennedy box set, Speed of the Stars 2, Of Skins and Heart, Starfish, Seance, Painkiller. Fucking love Painkiller. Give it a listen. It's cheap to find. Highly recommend it. We'll see you soon. Back on the Steve Kilbey Show with Sean.
So he set himself the unenviable task of trying to disentangle this whole damn thing. And I'm really glad. It's about time somebody did this. I'm I am probably one of the most prolific songwriters on earth.
You are watching the Steve Kilbey Show with Sean Graham.